This is the Ross Rebagliati 1998 first ever snowboard Olympic gold medalist jacket, and it's surrounded by a ton of controversy.
Rebagliati Ross, member of the Canadian delegation, is disqualified and excluded from the 18th Olympic Winter Games for presence of marijuana metabolite.
Back in 1998, snowboarding was making its debut on the Olympic stage. There was a lot of controversy just around that because a lot of the snowboard community thought that it should not be involved in the Olympics. And a lot of people boycotted it, including Terje Hackinson. He did not like the FIS organization that runs the Olympics, so he did not actually enter. And he probably would have won if he did. But we're not talking about the halfpipe event. We're talking about the giant slalom and Ross Rebagliati. The giant slalom ran before the halfpipe event in 1998.
I didn't want to have a slow time. I'd rather have no time than a slow time, and I was just trying to come down as hardcore as I could, and just wanted to bust one out for the boys back home.
Making him the first ever gold medalist of snowboarding in the Olympics, period. This jacket was produced by Roots. Roots was in charge of doing the uniforms for the Olympics, and here you have it. This beautiful jacket. He wore this along with a red beret and a Roots scarf. First ever Olympic gold medalist from Canada, from British Columbia. But that's not where the story ends.
Ross Rebagliati tested positive for cannabis or marijuana.
His drug test came back with marijuana, traces of THC. This was in Nagano, Japan. That's a big deal. They actually arrested him and took him to the police station for that. I guess the Olympics deems marijuana a performance-enhancing drug. So they stripped the gold medal from him. They put him in jail. And I believe the Canadian Olympic Committee or the Canadian Olympic team got him out of there, sent him back to Canada right away. And obviously they wanted to file a claim to see if they could get the medal back, because is marijuana really a performance-enhancing drug? Well, I guess it could slow your heart rate down, which means you could perform better in some scenarios. But in the end, after weeks of fighting the Olympic Committee, he was able to reclaim his gold medal, maintain being the first ever Olympic gold medalist for snowboarding of all time, and celebrations ensued in where, of all places? Whistler, BC. Whistler actually gave Ross a house, I've heard. They named a park after him. They gave him a house as a gift for being the first ever Olympic gold medalist. But this is the jacket that he wore. And it is an iconic piece of snowboard history, Canadian snowboard history at that. And guess what? This jacket is going to be available at F as in Frank Whistler. So you can come in and own this very piece of Canadian snowboard history. Luckily, I have two of these, so you're going to have the chance to own one. In the halfpipe event that year in 1998, Gian Simmons won. Again, Terje probably would have won. No shade to Gian Simmons, but he didn't enter because he was boycotting the whole thing. Canada's own Mike Michalchuk came 7th. Yeah, there you have it. I'm going to be dropping a few more of these snowboard history reels for you guys with really cool product leading up to opening day, which is November 22nd. Get fired up because the snowboarding is coming.